Good evening and a very warm welcome to your English news package with Radio and Television Tonga for the hour. Making headlines, His Majesty King Dubo VI has approved the appointments of Sosiwa Utoikamanu and Dr. Ana Taufi'olungaki as Right Honourable members of His Majesty's Honourable Privy Council. All 4 convicted MPs will not be unseated until their appeal cases. And the Honourable Prime Minister Huakavmeiliko marks the completion of the new network infrastructure and technology teaching project of Paula Adventist College. Now for the stories in details. His Majesty King Dubo VI, in accordance with Clause 50 of the Constitution, approved the appointments of Siosiua Tu'italukua Tupo Utoikamanu and Dr. Ana Maui Taufi'olungaki as Right Honourable members of His Majesty's Most Honourable Privy Council. Earlier this month, the Kings accepted the retirement of the Right Honourable Lord Tupo as a member of the Privy Council, noting the loyal and faithful service rendered to Privy Council and His Majesty's government. The remaining members of the Privy Council are Right Honourable Lord Talketi and Right Honourable Semisi Fonua, Chief of Defence Staff Brigadier General Lord Filakepa, Right Honourable Lord Tangi of Vaunukonuka and Right Honourable Reverend Dr. Tevita Koloaia Havea. The Supreme Court this morning has again granted the application of the Deputy Prime Minister, the People's Representative of Tongatapu 6, Boasi Mataelete, to stay the court's ruling against him. As such, all 4 convicted MPs will remain in Parliament and will not be unseated until the appeal cases are heard, most likely in July. Alice Tubo with more on that story.
The legal counsel for Te Sifatuta Faiva submitted in court that there is a possibility of success in Te's appeal case as the petitioner Fane Fituafe came to court with only hearsay evidence. Tuta Faiva says the 2 people Fituafe based her allegations on are Saya Bentani and the town officer of Homa, and during the trial she didn't bring them to testify in court so he can cross-examine them, but she came with hearsay evidence to court. As such, Tuta Faiva says that there is a possibility of success. Fituafe's legal counsel, Sione Etika, agreed with Tuta Faiva's submission in which he says Te has a right to apply for a stay. In Lord Chief Justice's final decision, he referred this case to Lord Lasike's case in which Lord Lasike was unseated in Parliament, but his appeal case was a success. However, he couldn't return to his seat as an MP. Meanwhile, in the Tafumoyaki's ruling last week, Lord Chief Justice Michael Whitten says the court is willing to help hasten this petition's case to be over with, and they are thinking of moving up their appeal in July. However, this is not yet confirmed. All of the 4 MPs were granted their application for a stay of their judgment until the outcome of their appeal at the Court of Appeal. The 4 MPs are the Finance Minister, People Representative of Tongatapu 4, Tatafu Toma Moyaki, Minister for Internal Affairs, People Representative of Tongatapu 7, Sione Sengsta Saulala, former Prime Minister, who is also the People Representative of Tongatapu 10, Reverend Dr. Pohiva Dionetoa, which was granted yesterday, and the Deputy Prime Minister, People Representative of Tongatapu 6, Boasi Mataelete. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
The Honourable Prime Minister, who is also the Education Minister, Huakavmeiliko, marked the completion of the new network infrastructure and technology teaching project of the Paula Adventist College this morning. This is a milestone for the school as they implement a new core local area network consisting of a unified router that manages all wires and wireless network devices. This project includes fully equipping the school's computer lab, home economic classroom, and other classroom renovations. In his address, the Prime Minister, Honourable Huakavmeiliko, said this year has seen many obstacles in terms of teaching students, but he believes this project will empower teachers and students during this difficult time.
Other developments were the use of broadband internet, transition to e-commerce and e-banking system, and the kickoff of social media access and use. Years later, the Digital Government Strategic Framework 2019-2024 set the direction for government's use of information and communication technologies. It was intended to improve government business process and workflow efficiencies, improving quality and timeliness services. In education, ICT and TVET were amongst the 17 policies in its Tonga Education Policy Framework 2004-2019. One of its desired policy outcomes is to provide students with up-to-date skills in the use of ICT, and that ICT is maximized in the delivery of education services, planning, and management. In retrospect, some progress for ICT in education was made. More notable strides for TVET according to budget and capacity of our ministry.
This project was funded by the Schools Students Association in the US, New Zealand and in Tonga, in collaboration with the Seventh-day Adventist Church and Parents and Teachers Association. The project is worth 200,000 paanga. Bye for Paula for Radio and Television Tonga News. There has been an improvement in the number of restaurants that follows the requirements and guidelines from the Food Division to ensure that the public can enjoy hygienic and safe food. Alice Tupo again with the details.
The Food Division has enforced these guidelines by inspecting numerous Asian and Tonga-owned restaurants, including street vendors and other places where food is sold as the country continues to deal with COVID-19. This inspection is held every 3 months for businesses that sell food. The head of the Food Division under the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Forestry, Isledi Aholele, explained about the inspection. What we noticed that if we didn't hold these inspections, then these businesses wouldn't be at the required sanitation standard, and we are thankful that response to the inspections have been positive and well received. We've recognized if we want a restaurant in the first time, when we visit in the next round, they are improved. Isideli Aholele urges people to be more cautious when buying food to restaurants to make sure it is safe and hygienic for consumption. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
The Health Promotion Forum of New Zealand, or HPF Executive Director Sione Tuitahi, has been elected as the new president of the International Union for Health Promotion and Education, or IUHPE. Mark Ake tells you more.
Executive Director Sione Tuitahi has been elected as the new president of the International Union for Health Promotion and Education, or IUHPE. Tuitahi is the first indigenous person to hold this position and was named during the union's 24th World Conference on Health Promotion held in Montreal, Canada, and on the 15th to the 19th of this month. Tuitahi is also the first Pacifica and first Tonga New Zealander to take the role after President Professor Margaret Berry, who was elected in 2019 during the 23rd IUHPE World Conference on Health Promotion that HPF co-hosted with IUHPE in Aotearoa. An IUHPE Global Working Group on Waiora Planetary Health and Human Well-Being was established in 2020, co-chaired by Mr. Tuitahi, to lead the implementation of the two legacy statements. In a statement, Tuitahi said that they helped to shape the strategy of IUHPE for the next 5 years, and they also informed their contribution to the Geneva Charter for Well-Being and other international policy instruments. He added his vision is to counter the convergence of global challenges such as the pandemic, geopolitical conflicts, economic crisis, and the environmental catastrophe, and celebrating of the Union's 70th anniversary, as it is the largest international organization and network that leads the ongoing advancement of health promotion.
And in response to the country's request for humanitarian assistance in the aftermath of the volcanic eruption and ensuing tsunami in the kingdom, on the 15th of January, a consignment of 272 packages of disaster relief supplies was airlifted from India for the disaster-affected people and reached Tonga on Monday. The relief assistance sent by the government of India includes hundreds of family-reach tents, 1,000 blankets, 1,000 solar lamps and 200 dignity kits to the Kingdom of Tonga on board the RAF aircraft of the Australian government. The consignment of the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief support to Tonga reaffirms India's strong commitment to the people of Tonga and the wider Pacific community. And that concludes tonight's English news package, but before we part, here's one final look at today's top stories. His Majesty King Tupou VI has approved the appointments of Sosiwa Utoikamanu and Dr. Anatau Fi'ulungaki as Right Honourable members of His Majesty's Most Honourable Privy Council. All 4 convicted MPs will not be unseated until their appeal cases. And the Honourable Prime Minister marks the completion of the new network infrastructure and technology teaching project of the Paula Adventist College. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. On behalf of Paula, have a pleasant evening.